呼，催眠一下，最适合睡前玩的游戏没有之一。Memory One 已经看过了吗？Memory Two 你现在都不知道有什么东西啊。Memory One 是一个 bracelet 嘛，Chapter Two Memory Two 了，这连在一起了，一般都连在一起，一张刚好。本身就是小作品，这个地方前一期应该进去过了，只是我又退出来了。从这儿开始是吧？
Darkness overtakes those who enter this realm of wet and stone. Turning back leads to another kind of blindness that only incepts at the great divide of light and the abyss.
过去。
It is better to become accustomed to the dark on our journey within. The only way to reach the highest peak is to descend into the deepest parts of ourself, far within the mountain. The life of the outside world does not go where we must dread. There is no reason for creatures without a conscience to join in on this quest of introspection. The light is quickly fading, giving us a sign to carry on. For now, this is the only option, the only one there's ever been.
其实就是梦境。这里居然有两条路了。
This seemingly vacant corridor within the chasm consists of a series of interconnected tunnels, winding inward and outward. There is no telling where one path stops and another begins. But we must choose regardless. There is a strange familiarity about this darkness, as if you have been here once before. But that is not the case. You have always been here. You have never left this darkness, not for many years. The abyss has become a companion and reminder of the warped life you lead. Not everything is the way it should be, but it still is all the same. The silence of the deep has now been broken. What once was a faint drip has now become a bellowing beat of a heart of stone, distilling the essence of life before sending it throughout the tumultuous cavern. The pounding echoes within your mind until there is nothing left but the sound and the feeling of undeniable existence pushing forth. It has been ages since someone met with the pulsating rock. The visions granted by this enchanting boulder bears witness to your own faults. These jaded memories are not left forgotten and are carved into the walls to stand the test of time.
好，这个是吧？找到了。好，这原来是能找到的，是吧？这原来是能找到的。这次我还真没看过攻略。只是突然看到了，那可以回去把第一章找一下。我靠，看不清楚。 这刻意搞得跟镜头
The
一样。
darkness is shattered at the realization that you are no longer alone.
操！
Nature's light sources fill the void like tiny bonfires, providing warmth and safety from the dark. Humming and buzzing, these light-filled guardians illuminate the darkness to reveal that there was another beside you all along. Every step closer brings you one pace further away from this cordial being. But who could it be? In this eternal landscape of dark, only shown through the kindness of the torch-bound insects, with a shape so recognizable and so familiar, there is no mistaking the importance of a being such as this. If you do not know, not now.
跳不上去。啊，走楼梯的。
A stark beam sits ever so strongly in the distance. Could this be the final terminal before taking off into the sun? The ever-longing vent that exceeds this darkness, that brings light into the memories so willing to fade. No, this is not the end. Not here. There is still more to witness. Fill your mind with luminosity. Steel your soul with what was taken by the abyss. Hold on to your dream and evoke the past. For remembering is all that is left for a being so broken and afraid of what is yet to come.
只要你碰到啊，到头了。当然，你还可以选择再走回去。去 loading 的是吧？这应该醒来了，摸到花就能醒来。哦，我操！这照片还意外的真实啊！我操！ 是真的找了别人的照片还是怎么样的？这样 chapter 2了，有毒哎！神他妈画的很真实嘛，应该还有什么新东西的？能出去吗？哦，有新的地方了。 Notebook 明明我刚刚拿了一本，很明显我真的是拿了一本，他好像没看到 Notebook。这个是什么牌子电脑啊？我刚刚好像看到啊，傍晚是吧？或者叫黄昏啊？这照片是核心的关键道具。 这时候你就可以发出感叹了：国外的房子真便宜。来吧。Prom. Years now pass, and love has bloomed beautifully between both of you as you slowly become who you were born to be. The night is crisp and invigorating, and the shining stars swirl and swoon a stellar symphony. You stand nearly confident, but lose focus at the sight of Rennie in her shimmering ensemble. No aperture could open wide enough to capture her magnificence. Compliment, take her by hand. You perform a bow to your beautiful princess, and she returns with a royal courtesy. You both communicate without words. Every movement is full of such extensive expression it is undeniably understood amongst one another. Everyone stares in disbelief and honest jealousy. There is something simply special between the two of you. The music is performed with all the sweet integrity of a promise made in one's youth. You both dance slowly, taking in every moment of this fairy tale experience. A song of sure significance began to overflow the pair's judgment. Dip her through dance, go straight for 这两个我都不想选，不好意思，我都不想选。第一个我不想跳舞，第二个我也不想直接 kiss， 但好像一定要选。哒哒哒。At the climax of the heroic harmony, you successfully manage to lower Rennie with a professionally challenging technique. Rennie looks bewildered but overjoyed due to the unexpected surprise. You both slowly draw in for a passionate kiss. Before the festivities draw to a close, the lovely pairing notices a photo booth operator taking complimentary photos. You both agree that there is no better way to commemorate a perfect night, so you enlist the energetic photographer's expertise. 3, 2, 1, smile. 啊，然后就 chapter 3是吧？chapter 3先不要开始啊。你这个真的要结束的话，一个小时出头就可以把4章完全结束了，很快的。就这是练听力的，这练听力很不错。词汇量其实还行啊，词汇量还行。语速呢，你要考那个专门为了应付出国考试呢，还是没有到那个语速的，因为它本来就是催眠用的。但你要跟国内一些初中的这种垃圾听力比的话，这个语速还是可以的。所以练听力不错。虽然我已经不需要练这个听力了，早就已经过了这阶段了。这应该是5年前干的事情。对，就是 Return to Title 是比较慢，读取比较慢。这样我这 Hidden 我已经找了一个了，他写着了吗？快做完了 Writer Chapter 3快做完了。Collect all 4 hidden notebooks within the chapters. All 4 hidden notebooks， 这都是其实没有很长的你吧 ？Start game， 可以的，对，可以再玩。再走一次看一下，看在哪儿。因为我现在它那个 Steam 的成就列表上现在写的是一个都没拿到哎，他难道是要按顺序拿的吗？那就有点蛋疼了。看能不能找到，应该不是很夸张，就那个什么二键我不太清楚。是不是就在附近啊？第一本书。
These woods are an example of what can be accomplished without man's interference. This forest, away from any town or communal society, is as untouched by man as any mass of green can be. It would be easy to mistake an area like this as a place of solitude and silence. That is not the truth. Here, there is no substantial evidence of civilization, but that does not mean it is without life. Wind and water fill the amphitheater with motion and meaning. Endless chatter of woodland beings permeates within this arborous cathedral. These are not idle conversations. It is an opera, a symphony, a concerto of unification, perfectly executed by design. there is no explanation for how these beings coexist. There is no reason to know why. Within these trees, among these streams, life is. And that is good enough.
不过也是啊，有字幕还算什么练听力，就是要没有字幕才能叫练听力。他第二章那本书并没有在很隐蔽的地方，对吧？还是相对容易找到的，所以我觉得第一章应该也没有什么问题。怎么都没找到呢？这个光这 BGM 就可以当作业用 BGM 了。哎，鬼畜了。
Nature is not entirely benevolent, and yet this does not take away from its beauty. Animals are hunted and eaten alive, with no knowing of anything outside of this forsaken wood. Human life is very much the same. Every day is lived knowing that any moment could be your last. But it is assumed that now is not that moment. Today is not that day. There is a desire to strive for significance, but in the end, every day ends just the same. These vicious beings live doing what they must do to survive, even if it means the end of another creature's life. Does this make them any different than the small rodent burrowing its home within the confines of a tree to seek shelter from the outside world? Even something as beautiful as a flower can be subjected to draining the essence of other greenery to stand a little bit taller and glow a little bit brighter. There is a cruelty in nature that brings about destruction. And yet, this forest still stands. Life carries on, even if it's not the life that came before. 它这个旁白是一段一段。第一段我觉得出书的可能性不大，后面呢一般也是在比较容易见到的，所以说，尤其什么地方会忽视，像那个大树，他说中间有一个地方有一棵参天大树，但我一直没看到很粗那个大树，就明显应该树干要比别的宽一大圈的，这没有，一小圈都有了，一小圈我可能看到了，大圈我真没看到。应该不会是刻意去让你找的，不是这样的游戏，所以讲道理应该找得到。さあどうかな？这旁边应该来了吧？它是一段一段。 At the heart of the forest lies a massive, ever-reaching oak, as large as a hill upon a mountain. Standing alone and apart from the rest of the forest, encircled by still water. The trunk of the behemoth is impossibly thick, able to withstand the elements for the centuries it has stood here. The stoic branches do not sway like the other trees within the wind. Night is everlasting beneath the countless branches. No light permeates the endless leaves. There is one thing that this beast of a structure exacts more than any other being on this planet. It endures. It endures the frost of the winter, the storms of the spring, the scorch of the summer, and the collapse of autumn. It endures the loneliness from being different and unyielding. The tree grows taller and stronger with each year, but never closer to the others that surround it. The other trees live, and they will surely die. this monolith remains to stand the test of time.
过不去。这附近可能性是很高的。再过去的，你过一座桥就没了呀。那房子已经看过了吧？房子不太可能漏的，越是房子我越有自信。除了那个暗号了，但这又不是解密游戏，所以那个暗号可能就没什么用，就单纯只是一个单词而已，或者只是一个记号，它什么都代表不了。而且有一点比较匪夷所思的是，明明我第2章已经拿到一个，fire， 他特别说是没有拿到 fire。All four hidden within the chapters, hidden notebooks。第1章很有可能是没有的，是吧？啊，这还真有可能。那还是仔细看完吧。它 within the chapters， 他没有说哪一章啊。Within the chapters， 往哪儿走？上不去的，这山坡有可能能上去？我觉得应该是上不去，十有八九上不去。这又不是真正的开放世界游戏。这跷跷板设计很有意思，你要先上去，跳上去，到了最这个地方，然后再走过去。对，这个设计还是有点意思的。妈，然后很快应该就能见到房子了吧？这感觉比一周目走的还要慢。
Streams cut into the wooded area like capillaries, carrying the essence of life from the top of the hills to all the organs of the forest.
不是的。
The streams swiftly scour the mountainside to ensure the continuation of this Eden, ceaselessly palpitating the blood of the earth. Unlike a standard circulatory system, the cycle of this network of vitality does not return to its source. It only travels downward into the endless expanse of the sea, to nevertheless return as droplets in the rain. Following the streams is a sure way to reach the colossal peak, if one were not to worry about the definitiveness of gravity. There is only one way to reach that height so directly, and it requires wings. Without a transport of such convenience, one must move onward into the dense arteries of the mountain, where the sun is no longer your companion, and the loneliness truly sets in. The dark takes over, and there is nowhere else but forward. There is no more going back.
最有可能其实就在这房间里，这个房几乎就没有什么东西。 对啊，就告诉你 K 加2，什么东西都没有 ，K 加2。没东西啊，挺意外的。好奇心迫使我还是会去看一下。总不能告诉我每个 chapter 有4本，那不可能。那总数应该太多了。可以往这儿过去。如果要有的话，应该已经过了。不太可能在中盘。走吧。这游戏有一点，它本来可以给你，它就是我感觉它就是不给你地图。他要的就是这种没有地图的感觉，这可能正是他这个游戏想要描绘的。行吧，相当于又走了一圈了。这私下里我大概会简单的调查一下，这东西应该不复杂。本身你要直走剧情也是分分钟4章就能搞定，就当看了个小故事一样。然后又给你醒来了，就这样吧，也该醒来了。OK， 先这样，接下来我去稍微简单的调查一下，然后下期继续这个 Chapter 3。这个节奏还是慢 ，interact 就是 interact 嘛。如果要进行关键剧情的话，必须要 interact，除此之外就没什么功能了。